Do you have a car, truck, or bike that is in need of upholstery work? Needs repair, restoration, or customization? There is an upholsterer in North Texas that is capable of virtually any conceivable interior work you need, and that includes convertible tops and the installation of vintage or classic glass and trim. I think you need to talk to Brandon Falls, owner of Falls Craft. I have followed his work for 5 years. He always has his mind fixated on the job at hand. Whether Brandon was sewing, woodworking, molding custom parts, making reproduction visors, speaker systems, convertible tops, carpeting, well, you get the idea. Mr. Brandon Falls is intensely adaptable for your benefit. Oftentimes, upholstery work kind of gets left laying around and begins to decay. Well, if you work with Brandon Falls for your interior work, etc., there is no decay in a project. Brandon can take work and get it done. Before bragging any more on Brandon, allow me to tell you where the shop is located. If you do a Google search, you will come up with this. Only the Facebook and sidebar are worth looking at. You can go into Google Maps and see where the shop is located. Falls Craft, as of the time of this video, is located in North Sherman, Texas. It is north of Highway 82 off Highway 91 or Texoma Parkway on Hilltop Drive, address 2733. Also from the Google search, you will see his Facebook listing. The Falls Craft Upholstery Facebook page, and when I look for it, I search on Falls Craft Upholstery. Anyway, that Facebook page has not been updated for a good while. Brandon has just been way too busy. Well, partly why I'm making this video and sharing my pictures of his work on my Facebook pages. So it's another place where you can go, though, eventually to message him and watch his work progress over time. One more item of interest. I have 4 old videos that feature much of Brandon Falls' work. From mid-2022, this is a significant build of a 58 Corvette that Brandon did all the interior work on. I personally think that based mostly on his work, this car was able to sell for over $300,000 at Mecum and $500,000 at Barrett-Jackson. I did this video at the end of 2022 that was exclusively based on his work for a ZZ Top replica. This was a much more simple project, yet incorporated a lot of dynamics and doodads. I doubt the video really does justice to his work, but it's very well packed full of what he tends to do. In mid-2023, this VW video was basically the only car I had any chance to record a vehicle where he did the convertible top and interior. It's not a prize project for Brandon. It was more of just kind of a crank it out type thing, but it shows some of the variation of the work that he can do. Finally, early 2024, this is a really good example of his work featured in the 52 Ford Victoria build. I did my best to capture a lot of his work and attention to detail and design. Again, a project that was award-winning because of his ability to draw the eye to his styling and craftsmanship of all aspects of this build. His work was the key to the success of this build, as it was with many. As I have fun showing off his fantastic work, which there's a lot of, let me brag on Brandon for a bit. Be mindful that all that I show you is exclusively his work and no one else's. I will go back to some of the first cars I saw him work on up to the present, leaving out so much work to show off because there's simply too much for this video. His ethics are simple. Operate on truth. With every moment he works, he reflects upon his results. So long as he maintains truth at every detail and step, he will produce a guaranteed high level of quality for the customer. Caveat, sometimes this is relative to what customers are willing to pay for as well. Anywho, for the vehicle, high quality can result in greater actual value. Falls Craft is therefore all about truth. The old English poet John Keats wrote that, quote unquote, truth is beauty. Another aspect of Falls Craft is Brandon's work is beautiful. When his work ethic is based on truth, you get beauty. Falls Craft, Brandon has many skills used for utilizing many various materials, allowing him to produce pure art. He can mold and shape materials for utility, beauty, and luxury. Basic categorical services include full custom interiors, restorations and repairs, vintage, classic glass and trim, convertible top replacement, and most upholstery needs. Small to large projects are very acceptable, knowing that even the smallest project can have a big impact on a job. A small job might be making new visors. A large job may be including tearing down a donor car for parts and going from there. At Falls Craft, you know you will be consulted about your project properly. Brandon can tell you if a project might be bigger than you expect, such as installing a new convertible top on a car like Buick Skylarks, which can be very difficult, primarily due to the rarity of parts. For intense projects, Brandon has the ability to guide your expectations in cost, time, availability of materials, designs, and much, much more. I did say design. Brandon has an artist's eye. For projects that warrant customization, he will add design cues that set off the overall vehicle's design or theme. Here again, this can still be even in the smallest of projects. As of today, when this video is being produced, the first couple of weeks have passed since Brandon has opened his new Falls Craft shop in Sherman, Texas, just off Highway 91, Texoma Parkway, North Sherman, Hilltop Drive. Please take your project, your thoughts, your desires to him and be consulted properly and enjoy working with Brandon because he is a great, honest, wonderful person. And remember, Sherman, Texas, Falls Craft. Look him up and go have a good time and make that ride of yours perfect.